Hello everybody and welcome back to yet another reconcile video. Today we're doing something a little bit different on the channel. We are doing the ultimate Monaco comparison. Sorry, I just forgot what I was going to say for a second. The ultimate Monaco comparison. And here is the car list. We have got several F1 cars from 1979, 1990, 2000, 2005, 2007, 2009, 2013, 2017, 2021, a early access 2022 with the new regs, like what they were expecting, and 2023. Then we have three wildcards. We have an Indy car, a modern Indy car, modern Formula E car, and modern Formula 2 car. It'll be quite interesting, and this will be a top 14 countdown rankings of the order of speed. Okay, and 14th and last we have the VRC Formula Lithium 2023, setting time of 1:33.3. And now round Anthony Noakes, the final corner. We are starting the final lap of this car, our only lap in the VRC Formula Lithium 2023 3-turn 1, look pretty clean. Now going up the hill, let's see how does it take it. That is Stoffel Van Dorn in the number 1 DS Penske with this new generation Formula E car. A little bit wide, you can see the throttle control a little bit tentative on the throttle, otherwise the car will just spin, but still looking pretty good so far. Okay, now down through Mirabeau and now through to the hairpin. Let's see how it goes, and a little bit, oh, not pretty good, a little bit of oversteer on the exit. That was a nice amount of understeer through there. And now as we go through the Portier, we are going through the tunnel. Now up to, it looks like, let's see what speed we reach, 257 before stopping the car. Unfortunately though, having to cut the chicane partially with the small mistake there. Not ideal, but not too bad. As now we can see rounding, hopefully the rest of the lap nice and clean. A little bit of mistake over the bump and the wall hit. It's clear why this was the slowest speed. It's not the cleanest lap in the world, and it's also just generally not the fastest car that we've ever seen here around this circuit. And there we go, looking very clean, looking very nice as we come to the line for a 1:33.3. That was our lap in the VRC Formula Lithium. And in 13th place we have the Formula RSS 1979 with a 1:32.4. And now it's round Anthony Noakes, the final corner, and get onto the straight. We are starting with the Formula RSS 1979. The lap begins. Let's see how turn 1 goes. Pretty good through Saint-Avant. Now moving up the hill. Let's see how much spinning and oversteer may we have to the car. Let's find out. And nice slide. Another nice slide. Very old car, this one. Very old car. This is the oldest car we have in our list today, and it's pretty good, and we've hit the wall. Great start to the lap. So that's absolutely amazing. Yep, all good. Just going through Mirabeau section now, and now through the Portier, before getting on the power and going through the tunnel. Let's see what top speed we reach. I don't think it'll be quite challenging the 250 something of the Formula Lithium, but it'll still reach 227. So still very quick, but overall I think just a cleaner lap plus, well, maybe not a cleaner lap, just I think it is still generally a bit faster because it's not a Formula E car. But we are going to see contact with the barrier. That could be significant for this lap time, but we will. Now rounding Rascasse and Anthony Noakes, the final couple corners for getting on the power nice and early and going to get to the line for a 1:32.5. And next up we've got the Formula RSS 2, or the Formula 2 car with a 1:26. Now Jack Doohan making his way around the final corner of his outlap and now starts a push lap to see where can he put the Formula 2 car in the rankings with the rest. Go, turn 1. Bit tentative, bit steery, but pretty clean through turn 1. As you now go up the hill, what can we do? Okay, now going down the gears, looking good, and oh, a little bit of sliding. Definitely not the most downforce car we've seen, and we will be seeing later in the list. But now that was pretty nice through there. A little bit wide, but still, you know, still works. And now through the hairpin, just super rough in these Formula 2 cars. Makes contact with the barrier, and can't just get it turned quickly enough for Doohan's liking. But we're still going, and we're still going well. And oh, that was a moment for Jack Doohan. Almost went inside. And let's see, how does he take this again? Oh, massive moment! It is in the barrier. He recovers it well, but still. It explains why the Formula 2 car is so far down. With that mistake from Jack Doohan, as he now gets on the brake and does that bit very well. He's now going to be rounding the Rascasse and Anthony Noakes for the last couple of corners, and then getting on the straight, getting on the DRS, just to see what he can salvage out of the lap time as he comes to the line now for a 126.6. And next up we've got the RSS 1990 Formula 1 car with a 124.3. This is the Formula RSS 1990 going through the last couple of corners before starting the flying lap. It is on the way, the flying lap on the main straight. Let's see what can this Formula RSS 1990 F1 car do. Cautious through turn 1. That's fair. Good idea. If you go too aggressive, you could just end up in the wall. Okay, good through up the hill. We're already getting massively quicker than the previous lap times. To be fair, the Formula 2 car was a similar speed with a 126 versus this will be a 124. But yeah, looking very good so far. Oh, a little bit late. Couldn't quite stop the car in time. A little bit of barrier hitting, but that's still okay as we just get out of Portier, get on the gas nice and quickly through the tunnel, flat out through the tunnel, may I say. And now this is looking like a beautiful run. Okay, and looking good so far for this car. And let's just hope through the final corner. Not the clearest thing in the world, but now as we approach the final corner sequence, it's a little bit wide. Doesn't make it does make contact with the barrier. Now coming through, Anthony Noakes, the final corner, onto the front straight. The lap time will be stalls now for a 124.3. And next up in 10th position is the VRC Formula NA 2021, or the IndyCar with a 123. Okay, and now the IndyCar, the VRC Formula NA 2021, through the final couple of corners, and we've hit the Pirelli barrier just before the start of the flying lap. Push to pass is active. This will be a good lap, as we never see Indy cars around this circuit before. Let's just see how they go. Okay, a little bit wide through turn 1, but still pretty clean, still happy with the lap. Okay, looking good so far, going up the hill. Little bit of wheel spin, which makes sense. This is not normal. We do have the road version of the car, for the record, so you can't like say, oh no, it's not. It is the road version, and looking brilliant at the moment. Okay, now through Portier, looking great at the moment now. Going through the tunnel, the IndyCar is on track. Let's just see what it can do when we get to the chase. Oh, sorry, not the chase, the chicane. Wrong track. Anyways, good through the chicane now. Just a bit wide, just touching that wall. However, it might have helped with rotation of the car through there. So it may not have been a detriment over the curb. Bit bumpy, bit bouncy, but still pretty good. Now through the Rascasse, nice and clean, and now through the final corner, Anthony Noakes hit the Pirelli barrier at a different point, but still okay. Coming to the line, and about now for 123.2. And in 9th position, we have the Formula RSS 2000 with a 121.9. Now here the Formula RSS 2000 round the final corner, a little bit squirrely, Not the most stable car in the world, but here we go. On the pedal to start the lap for the Formula RSS 2000. It is go. Another cautious into turn 1. Looks like they're all very cautious at the moment. Through turn 1, I'm sure that will change as we get through the later cars and further up this list, but still the point does stand. Now let's just see what will happen here. Now going through, coming down to Mirabeau, it looking good. Nice, through there, now coming down towards the hairpin. Nice on the thingo, didn't hit the wall, that was very clean. This is a good looking lap from the RSS 2000 through the Portier, and now going back on the accelerator as we go through the tunnel. Now, flat out, what speeds? We're already up to 274 before stopping the car for the chicane. And getting out of the chicane nice and quickly and going again. At the moment, the time to beat is something, I'm not sure, but we do know the time. Oh, a small mistake, that's for Michael. Massive slide. Will that give him an invoice? Will he have to pay for that? Doesn't? We'll have to have a look. And if obviously we all know that is the truth. P9 is where this Formula 1 car has ended up. Not the best thing in the world with a 121. In 8th position is the Red Lion RL1 with a 120.8. And here we are watching the Red Lion RL1 through this final few corner sequence. Going down the gears and going again. Very taily race car. Let's see how it goes as the true lap now begins for the Red Lion RL1. Nice and cautious through Saint-Avold, as after all we do not want any heroics into Saint-Avold. Through now up the hill, looking good. Through Massenet, now through Casino Square. And now going down to Mirabeau. Nice and clean. And we are looking good at the moment. And small little skid. A bit more skidding now as we enter this later portion. Car number 14, this Red Lion RL1. Looking pretty nice race car at the moment, I think we could argue. It's looking quite clean. And it's quite nice through there. However, let's see how it goes through this last sector of the lap. Not the cleanest through there. Hit the wall, lost quite a lot of lap time. And now, again, just a bit cautious, a bit tentative, as there is a lot of wheel spin going on in that car right now. So let's just see how it goes through the final corner. Clean through the final corner, almost, with a lot of wheel spin, sliding, but it will come to the line for a 120.897. This next one is a bit of a shock, being all the way down in P7, but it is the RSS Formula Hybrid X 2022 Evo with a 120.529. We have the Formula Hybrid X 2022 Evo, whatever it's called, now through the final corner and starting the flying lap. And on the outlap, I noticed it was just quite a clunky car. Like, it was definitely fun to drive, just definitely wasn't the caliber of some of the other cars that we've seen before and after it, especially as it is a 2022 car. Obviously, it's the prototype car, and like the model car that they used to, like, when introducing the new regulations for the 2022 season. Anyways, I think we focus on the lap now. Here through the hairpin. Not the worst hairpin ever. So taking a lot more inside curb than most of the other laps and most of the other cars. Yeah, obviously it's just impressive seeing a car of this caliber so low down. But that's just how racing works, and that definitely didn't help. A slide and a wall hit in the tunnel. That bit there was not too bad, however, probably a little too much curb, and probably sacrificed a little too much time on the apex. Could have been a little bit more aggressive on the apex. But now through the final corner sequences, it's just by this point I just knew the lap wasn't very quick. It's not been the best lap in the world. And then I knew it would be kind of down the order. But I was thinking still top 5 at least, especially through the final corner. Terrible final corner, but the line does come to us for a 120.529. In position 6, just missing out on the top 5, is the VRC Formula Alpha 2007 with a 119.56. Here we are in the VRC Formula Alpha 2007, surrounding the final corner. It's been a comfortable outlap. The car feels very nice, but here we go. Let's see how the lap is. Clean through turn 1, up the hill, going through the corner called Beau Rivage, through Beau Rivage, through Massenet and Casino Square, before coming down the hill to Mirabeau. Very clean lap so far. Little bit of wheel spin at times, but been a very consistent car. It's been a very fluid, very nice car to drive from this 2007 season. It was a very close one, obviously, between the McLaren, and then that's a small mistake here, hitting the wall on the inside. Didn't cost Raikkonen too much time though. And now here we go, under braking, massive speed. Struggled a little bit to get the car stopped, but recovered it well through the chicane, as now we are going through firmly going through the tough chicane. A little bit more under braking issues, but not too much. And now under braking, this is where that was a bit of a slide through that final corner, just couldn't get the traction down. But outside of that, very clean lap. And now we are coming to the line nice and quickly for a 119.562. And next up is a car only 2 years after the previous one, from 2009, in position 5, just scraping through. It's the Williams FW31 with the Brawn livery, setting a 119.08. And the Brawn now coming through the final corner and starting what will be a brilliant flying lap, it seems like, for this car. Through turn 1 nicely, getting on the power, going up through Beau Rivage, and now through Massenet. Let's just see, nice clean through there, small contact with the wall. That wasn't the cleanest section in the world, but still pretty nice. And if you saw the time before, there was very little separating this car from its 2007 predecessor. Very little, only like 0.01 of a second. It was super close margins up there, and we'll know why in a moment. But it might just think raw pace. Well, we'll have to have a look and see. But through there, it was nice through the chicane, and now coming through to back, and now making the way towards the swimming pool. That's contact, and that is a very big mistake from Button. The car continues and doesn't lose too much speed, but that's probably half a second lost in that alone. As we come to the line, it's going to be close. It's a 119.085. Okay, and P4 just ahead of P5 is the RSS Formula 2013 with a 119.071 versus a 119.085. And now the Formula RSS 2013 going through the last couple of corners on the outlap before starting the flying lap, where now we also have DRS and KERS in use, which will help speed up these cars. And small mistake, it turns out there was half a second separating the Brawn. Oh, massive mistake for Sebastian Vettel in turn 1. Big off at turn 1. Anyways, as I was saying, so it turns out there was half a second separating the Brawn from the car before that, and it was 0.01 separating this from the Brawn. So I knew the Brawn was involved, it was just the Brawn said it first and just lost out versus just one. Anyways, now through this, it's been a pretty decent lap outside of that turn 1 kerfuffle. So let's see, and when I drove this, I thought, oh no, this is going to be the first in the driving order that I drove them in, where the next car is slower than the previous one. but it wasn't, obviously, as this did beat the 2009 car, but it did still beat it. And now we can watch the end of the lap, which I think we can argue was a touch cleaner than the bronze. However, small track limits abuse. If you want to think that's the reason, then you can swap these two around. These two are very similar in performance levels, so you can't argue that one's better. It's just very similar performance levels. Anyway, 1:19.071 was the lap, and it was a good. And next up, taking our top three to start it off is the RSS Formula Hybrid 2021 with a 1:17.587. Very impressive lap. Here we are with the RSS Formula Hybrid 2021 taking home our third position as we now go round the final couple corners on the podium for this beast of a race car. Let's see how the lap is. Starting off with Sandoval. Good braking. Does he do what Vettel did? Not quite. Good lap. And now here up the Beau Rivage section into Massenet. Let's see how the braking is. Let's see how the turn in. It looks pretty clean so far. This is looking like a good project. And this is looking good. Through the hairpin. Let's see how the hairpin is. Using a bit of the curb, using a bit more than most of them. And it seems like it may have worked as it helps rotate the car easier. And now on the curb, using every single little bit of the racetrack to try and see, trying to snatch to get a good result. Obviously, you know, didn't quite get to the top, but it did get to P3, which is a very impressive showing from this race car. And now through this section, a little bit deep into that corner, but still, you know, very good lap, and obviously, you know, 1.5 seconds clear of the 2013 car, which was in fault. Obviously, part of that came to the mistake from the 2013, but still, 1.5 seconds would not have been made from that mistake. Anyways, 1:17.5, what a lap by car. In second place, taking our runner-up spot for the session, is the Formula Hybrid 2023, the current generation of cars. Nope, they're not the number one, but they're still very respectable with a 1:17.18. This is the current generation of F1 car, and it proves that they are very quick as it's put second on the order. Here's the lap with DRS, ERS, everything possible to try and boost the speed of this race car as he tackles turn one quite aggressively in the Red Bull, but still good. Small mistake there from the Formula Hybrid 2023 with hitting the wall. I could just say, obviously, I've extracted more out of this car in the past, so it's definitely not the best lap I've ever done in the car, but it's an incredibly quality lap, and for this comparison, it just proves, it does successfully prove that it is a fast car. And that is contact with the wall on that inside, just like I think the 2013 car did. So that's not ideal. Now braking for the chicane. This is the car that I'm the most comfortable in around this circuit, as it's the one I've done the most. So it was pretty easy hooking up one lap. I'm not making any real mistakes in the lap. Obviously, you know, it wasn't perfect, but it was a pretty respectable lap. And position 2 is exactly where this car belongs, because the next car, wowee, is something special. There's something special about it. Anyways, now here comes to the line. It is a 1:17.183 for the Formula Hybrid 2023. And taking home the top trophy today is the RSS Formula Hybrid 2017 with an absolutely incredible 1:15.278. Nearly 2 seconds quicker than the current generation. The RSS Formula Hybrid 2017 takes home our top spot, and let's have a look at this absolutely beautiful lap produced by it as we start the lap. Very clean through turn 1, and now going up the hill towards turn 2, going up through Beau Rivage and then through Massenet. It's not the most stable car, actually. It is quite nice, but even so, the lap was definitely not perfect, and still Could probably extract another couple tenths out of it if I put a lot of laps into it and really did it. But you know, for these it's just a 1 lap if it's clean enough, which they all were, and go. Anyways, this is an absolutely incredible run, reaching the tunnel at 37 seconds already. That's incredible pace from this race car. I'd actually like to do a comparison between the 2023 car and this one, just to see the speed that the timing difference and where the big time happened. That'll be a thing I'll just do in private though. Anyways, now through here, a minute and we're already in the chicane, which is an absolutely incredible thing. As now we enter through the final quarter sequence. This has been the most incredible lap we've ever seen from Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes, coming to the line now with a 1:15.277. Well done, Mercedes. Well done, Formula Hybrid 20. I hope you guys have enjoyed this super long video. It was really fun to make and really fun to produce. See you next time.